on the last episode. And just as I finish talking here, we get a fucking solar flare. And so, it continues. Okay, so we finished gas operation here. Which means we can start making chain shotguns, which is pretty good. Now that we have that done, though, what do I want to do? It's been like a week since I played this game because, of course, as you guys know from the last episode, my TV borked, and I can't really record and edit without a second screen, so... I'm pretty sure you've been... Yes, you've been converted over, so you're kind of useless. I mean, you could help construction, but we should really have you researching as much as possible. Should we go for nutrient paste and maybe start working on a kitchen pretty soon? Or should we just try to make our way to microelectronics? I think let's go for nutrient paste for now. We've gotten up to gas operation, which is really good. And it would be quite a while till we could start doing recon armor for our defense, so I think we could make do with just flak armor and gas operation and gun turrets. I've changed the way this works here because the quest that has you build the monument, it drops like a monument plan and you have to build the building around that plan. You can't just build a building and be like, hey, this is your monument. You have to sort of build it to its specifications, so I've changed that to what the monument wants here, which is, well, this. I've also cleaned up this turret area a little bit. I'm going to deconstruct these two walls. It just gives these turrets a little more room to breathe, I guess. We're almost done our little bunker here. And then once this is done, I got to start working on defenses over here and up here. But yeah, so that's the plan. Alright, so we have finished the monument here. And upon completion is when we get our reward. So for that, we just get goodwill towards the Orange Dominion here. We're going to want to get them to like 75 goodwill as soon as possible. The sooner we can get them to be our allies, the better. They give us like really good support. And because we're using them to help with our Psylink and stuff like that, it's important that we get that done as soon as possible. It looks like we're getting flak armor being made, so slowly but surely our colonists are going to start wearing flak armor. Once this Devil Strand finally finishes growing, I'm going to start making dusters for everybody. So we're going to have quite a bit of protection, which will be nice. And then I have to start work on making some chain shotguns, I think. Hopefully we'll be able to make them. Let's see. Chain shotgun. I need 6, so maybe Black will get to level 6 by the time she's done making flak armor. Maybe she won't. Let's see. We have 7 colonists now, which is kind of nice. Yeah, maybe once she's done making all these flak armors, she'll be able to make chain shotguns. Or maybe not. I thought she was level 5. Apparently she's not. Okay, well, I'll still assign that to her so that when she hits level 6, she can start doing that. And the reason we're doing chain shotguns is because they shoot many projectiles in quick succession. I think they do 3 shots. It's just, how do I explain it? Like if I wanted a longer range weapon, I would make LMGs instead. However, I don't want a long range weapon because most of our combat is pretty close quarters right now. So I would want chain shotguns. And even if we did manage to fight someone who's a sniper, like they would be standing way out here and we would be in our bunkers here. I don't even think they would. They might be able to reach us from there. But the idea would be to just clear out this you know, whoever's closest, and then we'd walk up and deal with the snipers. But we shouldn't be fighting snipers right now. We should be doing other stuff. Yeah, if we're facing snipers and all we have is LMGs, like LMGs wouldn't even be able to help in that situation, so. We have a harvest of heal root here, which will be nice if we want to start making medicine at some point. Our research for nutrient paste is almost done. I think... I'm really trying to think what I want to do here with my research. Maybe I'll go for utility columns, which is one of the mods that I have. It adds these columns to the game. So this frozen column basically acts as a air conditioner unit and a column to hold up roof, and also I believe it gives off light. And the sun column's the same thing, but like as a heater. And the orbital trade column, which is probably the most useful one, basically I'll be able to replace this column with this orbital trade column. It'll provide light and also give us trade to this entire storage area. So they're really good, and you can tech into stuff like defense columns, which will give you access to these cluster and flame columns. I've never tried them out, but they're essentially kind of like IEDs, except they have a range to them, and you can reload them. Yeah, it's kind of weird to explain, and I've never used them personally, but if we want to go that route, we can do that. So we'll finish up nutrient paste, and then we'll start work on utility columns. And we have a quest here. So it's more information about the perfect cube here. We'll spot the drone during its descent. So basically what'll happen is a drone will crash on somewhere in our map here, and we have to send Christina to go hack it. And then every 8 hours we're going to be attacked by tribespeople while the hacking commences until we're done. And then it'll self-destruct afterward. So we are going to accept this, which means we'll have to prepare for the raid. And we'll have to send Christina and a couple of colonists over there right away to go deal with that. Let's see, what do we have for equipment? I forget. We have a masterwork bow, steel club. We do have a revolver on Soma, okay. Of course, Lily has nothing right now. What about you? You have a short bow. Okay, maybe we'll send Samson for sure, because he has the Psychic Shock Lance, which can pretty much be an insta-kill, which is nice. And we'll obviously send Squid over, because they have a bow. We'll send Soma over, because they have a revolver. And I think that's all I'm going to send over. So I'm going to send Soma, Christina, Squid, and Samson over there. Once we figure out where it lands, which will be where? Right there. Okay. Alright, let's draft up who I'm gonna bring. Squid. It's landing right there. Start getting our pawns on the move here. Okay, so it landed, and now we're going to be getting a raid in 8 hours. And I think they should pop up on the map down here, but I guess we'll just wait for 8 hours when that happens. Okay, so it looks like our raid arrived here. It's just 2 people. They're way in the corner of the map, which is kind of weird. I guess we could just start marching our units over here. Let's take a peek at what they have here. So just a poor short bow. We have great memory, which, as we've discussed before, is useless to us. They have a crafting level of 8, which is really good, because we need that crafting level to start making chain shotguns. And they're sanguine, so this is a really good pawn here. Sanguine is probably one of the best traits in the game, just because it makes their chance of becoming, of having a mental break, like, really low. Sanguine helps counter a lot of negative mood. So this pawn is really good. They also have really good mining and melee, which is nice. And they have no health drawbacks, which is really good. And they're only 25, so we might want to use the Psychic Shock Lance from Samson on this pawn and hope that they don't get brain damage. And here we have a 53-year-old iron-willed guy who's incapable of social, which isn't the worst thing ever. Iron-willed, same thing as Sanguine. Maybe even better than Sanguine. However, if we were to capture this pawn and try to convert him over, it'll take quite a long time. So, because Iron-willed basically makes it so that any will drops that you give him, like anytime you try to reduce this bar, it'll be 1/4 the amount that it would normally drop. So say you bring it down 8%, well, now you're only bringing it down 2% at a time. So it's quite a bit more difficult to convert pawns that have that over. They're addicted to ambrosia, but that's not the worst thing ever. Ambrosia withdrawals are really, really easy to deal with, because they don't really have any negative effects during the withdrawal. I think they get like a headache or something like that, and it gives them a little bit of pain, but it's really easy to deal with ambrosia withdrawals. But however, this guy is 53, so he's kind of old. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to march my pawns over here, and I'm going to try and hit Raccoon here with the Psychic Shock Lance. And then while they're doing that, obviously, Christina will finish their hacking job here. We do have a fire, which we'll have to navigate around, which is kind of annoying. I want to get rid of this prompt, because I know where they are. So let's just hike our guys over there and see what happens. If they come up this direction, I'm going to be really sad. They're not going to go up that direction, it looks like. So how do we want to do this? There's not a lot of defense around here. Let's put Squid right there. Where are you going? Right there? Well, maybe Soma should go there. Where are they going? Or are they just gonna go there and just sit? No, you're gonna try and mine through the mountain like a dip. Okay. I mean, Raccoon does have a good mining skill, I suppose. I don't know why you're doing that. Okay. Let's get Samson there. And Squid right here, I guess. And Soma can go here. Well, I need Samson to actually be able to see Raccoon in order to use the Psychic Shock Lance, so. Okay. Hopefully this works out. This miner guy, Mimen, is taking quite a bit of damage here. He's definitely going to die. We haven't taken any damage because luckily Samson dodged the only melee attack he took. And hopefully the Psychic Shock Lance doesn't give Raccoon here brain damage. Okay, Psychic Shock, they went down. Cool. And now we capture. Oh, Samson did take a shot to the back though. Luckily, it's not that bad, so. And this guy is dead. He does have Ambrosia on him. I'm pretty sure we... Oh, we're not going to allow that, because... I'm also not going to allow these short bows. Short bows aren't really worth a whole lot, and they're just kind of... Like, our weapons are just kind of taking up space in here, and yeah. It's just not worth keeping weapons anymore, I don't think. Okay, so we can also... do that. You can haul that. Squid's gonna haul this pemmican, hopefully. Or I guess he's gonna eat it. Whatever, I'm just gonna get them to haul that first. Okay, and then we just go check on... Well, hopefully they don't walk through the fire. How are we doing on the hacking here? Almost done. And there. Now it's finished. We get Christina to walk away. She dropped her meal for some reason. Which means it's going to get destroyed. In 20 seconds. What are your needs at? Maybe I can sneak in some eat here. Once it says 10 seconds, I'll move Christina out of the way. Soma walked through the fire like a dip. Finish eating, Christina, hurry up. Now run away! Run away! Why are my pawns walking through the fire? Okay, so this self-destructed. We get some uranium and components out of that. We'll never do hauling, of course. So we'll just prioritize the components here. So all in all, really good turnout. We're going to probably get another pawn here added to our colony. Samson didn't really get bruised up that bad. I mean, he could get a scar still because we can't tend him anytime soon. Oh, you fucking left the pemmican there like a dip. Okay. And all in all, really good turnout. So, with that quest, what we did there was, let's see, we found some info by hacking that spaceship. So we're one step closer to getting our relic here to add to our Ideologian building here. That is, I would say, one of the easier ways to obtain the info for it. There's 5 different ways you obtain the info, and the order in which you get the quests for them is random, but some of them are pretty difficult, where this one is relatively easy. And we did get a potential new colonist out of that. We were raided by someone who we could never have good relations with, so taking their pawns obviously is a good deal out of that. Whenever we get raided by these people or Hebo, if we down any of their pawns, the plan I think going forward is that I'm going to heal them up and release them all. That way we can get them to neutral relations and they'll stop raiding us, especially for Hebo. That would be really nice. That way the only people we'll ever have to worry about getting raids from is a tribe and the pirate gang. And then anytime we want to do anything with any pawns, obviously we could do whatever we want because they'll always be hostile, so it doesn't matter what we do with their pawns. But that's pretty good. So everybody's going to go back to base. We're going to start work on converting this pawn that we got, heal Samson back up, and finish our research here, and start work on getting utility columns, like I said earlier. Okay, so utility columns is finished researching here, and I think I'm going to start work on microelectronics here. Um, I think we have everything we need in order to start, like in order to make a high-tech research table and a comms console. However, as soon as we unlock microelectronics here, our pawns are going to want to start getting neural superchargers and biosculpting for their bodies, which will be annoying, which means we're going to need just a crap ton of components here pretty soon. So I might start queuing up every single component spot that's on our map here for mining. And obviously we don't have high life, so that doesn't matter. However, getting microelectronics will really help advance our colony a little further here. And I just made a wall here made out of wood. I think I'm gonna put walls on our choke points around our base here. This is obviously going to be the biggest wall that we have, but I'm very quickly running out of space here. My kitchen that I want to build is fairly big because it doubles as a recreation room, and the only place that really makes sense to put it right now is right here. And unfortunately, that would be like right in between both of our choke points here, which is here and here. So if I push out our boundaries here and put a wall here, that means I could put turrets and defenses here and have room here for our kitchen. And then if I choke off this point to right around here, I could put defenses here and here, and it'll focus on here, and then I'll still have room here. And I can maybe mine out this piece of mountain here as well. And then that would leave just putting a wall up around here in order to secure this choke point on our map. And then our only real place that we wouldn't have a wall would be here, but we have this defended by turrets already. But we could put walls here. That way, if we do manage to get hit with people with snipers for some odd reason, although this mud might be difficult to build around, we basically would have to force them to get closer in order to even have a shot on us because of the walls. But that's sort of what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to expand our map, secure our defenses, and figure out where I'm going to put our kitchen. I also have to think about where I'm going to put our superchargers and our biosculpting pods here pretty soon as well. That'll be difficult to figure out. Because they take up a decent amount of space. Maybe I'll sneak it in here somewhere. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and it looks like we have some of our plants coming through here, which is nice. Our Devil Strand is fully grown. They're ready to harvest here pretty soon, so we'll start making dusters out of them. And yeah, there used to be a ruins here, which I just deconstructed because it was kind of in the way, so. But otherwise, not a real whole lot going on. We started converting Raccoon here. Their will got broken immediately, so we started converting. And we used, what was it? Who has it? Soma? We used Soma's convert to help speed that process along. However, I do believe Raccoon has quite a high resistance, so it'll take them a little while to convert them to a colonist. And I think we also need to start making more beds and stuff, which is annoying because I don't have room. I might start making some buildings over here for like beds and stuff. I need to keep everyone close to the kitchen. That's going to be our focus point, is the kitchen, because that's where our rec center is. That's where our food is going to be. So I need the houses and the plants and the like biosculpting pods to be right around that, which is difficult to do because I don't have tons of space and the kitchen is quite large when I build it. So yeah, we'll see. Having such a huge area for rich soil is both a boon and a curse because it's taking up a lot of space that we need. I'm not even using this stuff down here, but I don't want to build a building on it because obviously it's still helpful. I might put Devil Strand down here, I don't know. But yeah, just stuff I have to start thinking about. So it looks like our microelectronics research here is done, which means I'll need to get down a high-tech research bench, and then I need to start work on neural supercharger and biosculpting, like, immediately. Just because people are going to be complaining about that if I don't. I also need to research sterile tiles here pretty soon as well for our research bench, but I've also connected the rest of our power network to our geothermal generator here because our battery decided, oh hey, we need a component to fix ourselves, and our freezer basically was without power for a nervously long amount of time. So I've made the wall one more thick, just because I think it's going to take quite a bit of fire, so I figured, you know, put a 2-layer thick wall. We have the wood for it, why not? I haven't started work on any other walls yet. We've slowly started we have slowly been getting closer to converting Raccoon over here to our ideologian. And I've basically just queued up a bunch of tree chopping and a bunch of mining, so that's pretty much what we've been focusing on so far. But yeah, the next thing I need to do is get down our high-tech research bench, and maybe a chair. We've also had our Devil Strand harvested now, so I should probably actually queue up some dusters. Let's see. Devil Strand, it takes 80. We have 360. So I can make 4? I can make 4 dusters, I think. We don't quite have enough for 5. 5 would be 400, I think, so 4, obviously black for now. Black hasn't really been working on crafting, 'cause she's been doing pretty much everything else. I guess I could take them off of growing and plant cutting and construction for now. That way they can just focus on making that stuff. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Okay, so it looks like we have another quest here. 4 refugees are approaching. We don't have the housing, so we can't accept this. 6 days is very long. The rewards can be useful, but again, odds are they're probably not going to give you anything, and they're just here for labor. And again, I don't have the space for them, so I'm just going to have to decline that. I've queued up every single visible compact machinery node that I could find on the map. So by the time we're done, hopefully we'll have quite a stockpile of them. There is a lot on this map of compact machinery, just spritzed all over the place. But I'm just basically going to let our colonists mine all that out. I'm not going to try and queue up anything major while they're doing that, because that way they can not only mine the compact machinery, but also haul them as well, so that they're not just out here degrading over time. Let's see, what else has happened? Christina's been catching up on a lot of her drug making. We've been getting quite a bit of neutropamine out of this, and then when she's done with all that, she's going to start making yayo again, and maybe some, well no, maybe not psych IT, because we have a lot of it. We finished the queue for flak vests. We're going to need 2 more, one for Lily, one for Raccoon, so I've queued up 2 more here. We're starting to make dusters, which is really nice. Again, we can only make 4 right now, but still, it's nice to have them. Let's see. I think that's all that's been going on so far. We had a party at some point, and I think they still have the nudes. They still have the mood buff from it? Oh, maybe not. Oh no, they do. Attended party. And it's not really a whole lot else. I mean, Samson has a work frenzy, which is, you know, it is what it is. We got more neutral leaves here. But yeah, I need to make more housing really badly, but I just don't have the time to right now, unfortunately. But we will keep plucking away here. Alright, and with that, we have Recruit join our colony here. So we've converted her over, and we obviously have, after that, recruited her. She'll be a big help because we will be able to finally make these chain shotguns for our colonists here, which will be huge. I should change their work schedule over here before I forget, though. All plus, basic. So you're basically going to be crafting, like, super crafting, super tailoring, super smithing. And let's see, you're good at mining too, which is nice because we do need more miners. We can take black off of crafting now, and tailoring and smithing. And that'll be huge. So I have been slowly starting to chip away more at these compact machineries. We're up at 79 now. We have a group here passing through. Oh man, I should have been watching out. Oh, this one's still good. This rhino's been just on a rampage, killing a bunch of stuff. But raccoon will be very useful to us. It'll help increase our production. I was also low on steel, so I queued up some steel mining over here as well. I haven't gotten started on our kitchen yet, just because I want people to be focused on getting these compact machinery done first. I think as soon as we get all the compact machinery done, we're going to start work on our kitchen. Well, looks like they mined some more, but forgot to pick it up again. I think there's a mod that makes it so pawns will pick up stuff like immediately. I need to really get that mod or look into it or something like that, because it's so annoying when they walk all the way out here, they mine this stuff, and they don't even take it back with them. Like, why would you not just take it back with you? Yeah, so other than that, not really a whole lot going on. I do get manhunter packs from time to time, but we're at the point now where they're so trivial, unless they're super dangerous. But they're so trivial, like we don't, even if we do take damage from the manhunter packs, we're not like down for very long. We got raided by some turtles down here, I think. Yeah, they came in here and we just killed them. I mean, they didn't even do anything to us, so yeah. So I'm not going to be worrying about those manhunter packs that are really easy to take care of. I mean, if we get raided by, you know, like 10 lynxes or a whole bunch of, you know, Arctic wolves or something like that, you know what I mean? Then maybe I'll show it, but otherwise yeah, I'm going to start cutting like the very trivial events. Like earlier we had a party, but I didn't show when the prompt pop up because it's just, there's no point at this point, so. Yeah, we're making progress here. I've converted all of our torches over to lights. The only thing that takes wood fuel now is our braziers. I need to check to see, oops, how long. Let's see. For 28 days, so another 9 days, and we'll be able to deconstruct this monument. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Not really a whole lot, but we are making some progress here. So it looks like we have another quest for a perfect cube here. It's basically just an ancient complex. In order to get the information here, we'll need to make a caravan and send Christina and a couple other people out to this place. And basically, she'll have to hack some terminals, and then we'll get the information. Chances are there'll be mechanoids at this complex. I think there can be insects, even though we disabled them. I think there can be. But, so we'll obviously accept this. This will last forever, I believe. So obviously we now have 2 quests in which we have to go to the complex and take the information from them, so. We are getting more and more quests for this, which is kind of nice. We only need 2 more quest prompts, and then we'll have all 5. But yeah, other than that, not really anything else to say, I suppose. Okay, so we have another quest here. Ship down. Let's see. A shuttle from the Orange Dominion's gonna come in. Okay. And it wants to land nearby. We're gonna get raided by tribespeople. We have 1 important person, a civilian, and a janissary. Okay. And then after 8 hours, another shuttle will come down. So, water skip, what does that do? Douse target area in water, extinguishing fires. Oh. So I think we will accept this quest for 15 goodwill. It's not a lot, but you know, it's something. Gets us closer to becoming allies. So, yeah, I guess we'll wait for the ship to come down here, and then we'll see what the raid looks like. We did manage to finish creating a chain shotgun, which I gave to Lily because they have the highest shooting skill and they have a double passion for, and they're our hunter, so they could start hunting animals. The chain shotgun is of normal quality, which is really nice. I've been setting up some more stations here. I've researched sterile tiles, and I've put them down here, so once they're all built, it'll help increase research speed by a little bit. It's marginal, but over time it'll be noticeable. I've also finished researching neural supercharger and biosculpting, because I know our pawns are going to want that pretty soon. Speaking of what our pawns want, it looks like our colony has a high enough wealth that our colony wants this mark to be better, the room that it's in. So as it is right now, we just have a bunch of -1s on the floor for how dirty it looks. I want some slate to be made. I want this floor part to be made out of slate. So we have to wait for that. And another thing our people want is they want a statue. Okay. Yeah, they want a statue of the machinations, which will be going right here. I've queued up a mining for this jade. I want the statue to be made out of jade because pretty much any art sculpture I make, I want to be made out of jade because that's the only thing it's really useful for. So I queued up that mining. Once we get enough, we'll make a statue and put it down in there. That'll also help with the beauty of the room, so hopefully that will help while we have some time to get some slate bricks made. And we started getting some more components here. We actually have 141. It doesn't count all the ones that are out in the world still, so. But yeah, so I guess we wait for the shuttle to arrive and see where it lands. Shuttle crashed. So they're landing right there, which means the raid is probably going to come from right there, which is fine because that's pretty close to our base. And we get to deconstruct this, and the shuttles normally have plasteel components and steel, I think. So it'll be nice to get a little bit of plasteel out of this too. But for now, we wait for the raid to come by, I suppose. Okay, so the raiders have showed up here. They spawned right here for some odd reason. They are tribespeople, so they are pretty under-equipped here. Let's see, he has a smoke leaf addiction, which I don't like. Smoke leaf is pretty bad for your pawns because it really reduces their consciousness, and consciousness is linked to their working ability. So we have Industrious and Kind here. Kind is an interesting trait. It's both good and bad. It's good for helping convert people to your ideologion. It's bad for if your pawns are getting converted by other people. So if we get visitors that are a part of different ideologions, what they can do is they can try to convert our pawns, and if they target someone who's kind, then they can get converted, which is pretty bad when that happens. Otherwise, this person is kind of underwhelming. I mean, they do have good skills in animals and mining and their combat stats. However, we do have Lily, which is great at animals, and we have other people who are good at mining. So this pawn is kind of underwhelming. And they have a stab scar. And this pawn, who's age 19, asexual, which is, you know, it is what it is. Also pretty underwhelming. So I don't think we'll try to capture any of these guys. Although they are part of this faction here, so we might, if we down one of them, we might try to heal them up and release them. That'll help give us goodwill to the to this faction here, which will, you know, the sooner we get them to 0, the sooner we won't get raided by them anymore. So let's see, who do we want? We've finished making a uranium warhammer as well. I forgot that we queued it up a while ago, but we couldn't make it. But since we got Raccoon to join, she made it for us. So Samson has a uranium warhammer, which is really strong. Oh Jesus, he's far away though. I didn't think he was that far away. Let's also bring Lily because you have the chain shotgun. You're obviously going to have to come through here. Who else should we bring? Who has a revolver? I think Soma does. Yeah, let's bring Soma then. So I think that's all we really need is our chain shotgun, our uranium warhammer, and our revolver. Because they do have a Janissary here that'll help protect them from the raiders as well. Oh, Jesus. So the Janissary instantly killed one of the guys. Lily hits some shots on Boar here. Okay, Boar got killed. That range on the chain shotgun is pretty short. This guy's kind of tough. Okay, he got downed as well. So none of these pawns here went down. They just died instantly, which is fine. I'd have liked to have maybe captured at least one of them and healed them up and let them go, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. This Janissary here got bruised up, but it's whatever. If they had died, they have a death acidifier, so they would have lost all their gear. We wouldn't be able to grab it anyway. We could potentially capture this guy and take all of his recon armor, which is really nice. But I won't do that because that would just upset the faction that we're trying to get goodwill for, the Orange Dominion. So all in all, that was all right. I mean, we're getting to the point where our pawns don't take any damage anymore because we have ranged weapons and we have good protection, and you know, all in all, it's really good that we have that. So that turned out all right. Now we wait for the shuttle to arrive, and all that's going to happen is they're going to board the shuttle and take off, and we're going to get goodwill for it. So I don't think I'll show that part because there's nothing fancy about that. All right, and just as the ship takes off here, we get some rare thrombos again spawn on our map here. By the way, I have a mod that changes the look of thrombos, so that's why they look like this and not like their ugly normal form. I also have a mod where if you manage to tame a thrombo and it joins your colony, you can harvest thrombo fur and milk off of them. And you can also train them to attack, guard, and be a caravan hauler. So if you manage to tame one of these, they are incredible for your colony. Thrumbo fur is one of the best materials in the game, armor-wise, and like just to make dusters and clothing out of. Just because their protective stats are on par with like marine armor. That's how good it is. However, it takes a really, really, really long time for you to get Thrumbo fur off of the Thrumbos. And you only get 200, which is enough for 2 dusters and some like I think a pair of pants or something like that. Um, Whereas normally, in order to get Thrumbo fur, you'd have to kill these things, which you can do. I mean, if you really want to, but the thing about Thrumbos, you could throw like a doomsday rocket at these guys and they would still live. So, but my point is that Thrumbos are really good and have mods that make them even better if you manage to tame them, which even at skill level 20, you still only have like a 2% chance to tame these Thrumbos, or else they instantly turn Manhunter. So it's very risky. You only need skill level 10 in animals in order to maintain their training. So if we get one of the items that allow you to instantly tame animals, like one of the psychic items, I think. Um, if we get one of those and another rare Thrumbos event happens, we could potentially tame one of these guys and just have them a part of our colony, which will be huge. The bad thing about Thrumbos, though, is that they really, really increase your colony wealth, and that increases the difficulty of raids. So if you get a Thrumbo, you better be prepared for harder raids. I just thought I would mention that. Let's see, no one's mining here yet. So yeah, the next thing I need to worry about is deconstructing that, but also mining this jade here. Let's see. Who do we have on mining here? Slick and Squid. Let's just have you focus on mining the jade here. Oh, and just as I finish talking here, we get a bulk goods trader. So I've set up our comms console here and our orbital trade beacon. So we're gonna start getting trade ships passing overhead. And I believe, yeah, our best social right now is Samson. Everybody else is like really bad. Nobody even has like a passion in social. That's the only thing we're really hurting in right now. But we could start trading stuff a little bit easier. We don't have to wait for caravans to come through all the time. And I do have a mod that increases the frequency of trade ships, just because I find them to be so far and few in between regularly. And in order to make lots of money in this game, you need like constant trade ships, because you can produce Yayo and even Devil Strand and Smoke Leaf and stuff that makes you money at a rate that's way faster than the trade ships. And so you're sitting on all these resources that you need to trade for silver, but you don't get trade ships or caravans frequently enough to actually make use of any of that. So I have a mod that increases the frequency of trade ships by a little bit. So we'll get them often. I won't show them. Like, I'll probably show a couple just to show you what I'm trading and how I'm trading for it and what I'm looking for in these trades. But otherwise, I'll probably skip most of them because they're not really... There's going to be a lot of them, is what I'm trying to say, so... But we will look at this first trade ship and see what's going on. Okay, so they're bulk goods, and they sell a bunch of animals here. They're selling components, so we'll take those. And they have some advanced components. We have some Devil Strand, but right now I'm saving it for clothing. I'm gonna sell probably a lot of this leather, because we're not gonna use leather anymore for anything, really. Let's see, they have some plasteel, which we could probably take. That's a lot of money for that, though. We can sell them, no, not our Granlin seed. We can sell them our clothing we don't wear anymore. They have an Eltex vest, which might be interesting. but I think we're buying other stuff right now. They don't want to buy our yayo, which is unfortunate. So we will just sell all of this. And hopefully we get enough. Maybe not, actually. Dang, so we might have to change what we're selling here. Or what we're buying. So maybe not the plasteel. I would like to get that plasteel, but it's not... Oh, we can sell our yayo. What am I talking about here? The components. Okay. So we can buy some plasteel off them. I don't know if we'll... I don't know if we will actually do that, though. It might be more important to just get our silver reserves up. And then just focus on getting the components and whatnot. Yeah. So that's essentially what I'm looking for is... I'm not going to try and get a ton of advanced components right now because these are probably the biggest factor for increasing your colony wealth. Even having 2 is going to increase the difficulty of raids. Actually, you know what? I might not even buy those now that I think about it. Oops, that's the wrong way. And I'll just buy enough plasteel to make it so it's an even trade here. Yeah. So what advanced components do is they increase your colony wealth like way beyond what they're actually worth, and it makes the raids like way harder. Right now we're just getting hit with tribes people that don't wear armor and just have pointy sticks, and the occasional time we'll get hit with the pirate raid, in which case they have like revolvers. If we buy these 2 advanced components, we'll be going up against things like hunting rifles and potentially assault rifles and flak armor, if we get raided by like Hebo, for example. So I'm going to hold off on these advanced components until we absolutely need them. It would be nice to have them ahead of time for when I get the multi-analyzer, so I can get into fabrication immediately. However, I'm just going to hold off on that until we absolutely need it. Because right now I'm just focusing on taking care of our needs of our people. Like we need to figure out the statue and the mark, and we need to start setting up a kitchen and a biosculpting / neural supercharge room building place thing. That's what I need to focus on right now. So, but yeah, so this is what we're going to be trading. Trying to see if there's anything we would want other than the plasteel. We could get a whole bunch of limestone bricks, I guess, but I don't see a point in it, really. We could get another psychic shock lance, which could be useful, but... It's only 500 bucks? That's crazy. Now, you know what? I'll get a second psychic shock lance instead of more plasteel here. It's relatively cheap, and having a second one will be nice, because once we use our last charge on the one that we have currently, then we won't have one anymore, and we might want to get more pawns out of it. So it'll just be nice to have in the back. Actually, we might even equip it to Slick, because Slick is our other melee person. So that's our trade. And so now I'll just focus on mining out this jade and getting this statue built for this room. And hopefully getting some slate bricks here. Who's assigned to crafting? Slick is, Christina is. I suppose we could put black on crafting. And that way they can start doing some stone cutting here too. Potentially. We might even put it on priority 2. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now.